7 o'clock in my time, 11 o'clock grid time. I'm going to start recording, so everything you say may be given in evidence. Oh dear. I probably will. Good. Okay, welcome everyone to the, I don't know how many of these meetings we've had, but it's a lot. So every now and then I change the location and make something new. So I built this today just for fun. Forest for fun. So if you want to ask questions, please put it in local chat, and we'll try and answer the questions as we go along. So I haven't got a big presentation today. I just wanted to have a general sort of chat through. I'm just going to get my notes up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start off today's exciting evening with boring technical stuff about servers. So Kashari asked yesterday about this, and it was really late, and I hadn't got the energy to explain it. So we have 7 now, big servers, and they are in what's called a Proxmox cluster, which is like it's instead of them being all separate from each other, they are all connected together in a kind of, so they can share their resources, and it's called a hyperconverged cluster. And it's also called a high availability cluster. So if something breaks, something else, another server will take over from doing it, in theory. On these servers we have about 35 smaller servers running on these servers that can be moved around. So sometimes when I say to you, I'm going to move your region to a different server, that's what I mean. So basically, we run a command and it shuts the region down and then starts it up on a different part of the cluster. So it's just like a big sort of globule of massive servers things, if you like. And we can move things from one part of the area to another. Hi, Matto. So that's really, in a nutshell, what we've got. We've also got something called object storage, which is a special place where we store all the inventory files. And there are about, I think it's something like 2.7, I can't remember how many it is. It's billions of files that we've collected over these last years. As you prim piggies go out there and collect things from all over the place and build things, it all gets stored. We've got over there, but the actual data for the grid is stored in a 5-node MariaDB cluster. And if you don't know what that is, it's a big database cluster where we have 5 copies of the database running at any one time. So basically, if you res something and when you res it, that object is stored in this massive database cluster. If you walk around, every time you walk somewhere, which is why we like sitting down, because sitting down stops the database being written a lot. So when you walk around, every time you move, of course, that's another write to the database to say, oh, Luna's moved. Luna Stormfeather has moved over here, so, or whoever you are, moving around. So, yes, Tessa, you can. I know who the prim piggies are on this grid, trust me. And but that's not a problem. We've got the capacity, we've got tons of space, so it's not really an issue. So that's basically that. I hope that's enough to keep you going. If you want to look up Proxmox clusters on Google, have a read. You might not understand it, but it's cool. It's all good. But I hope this grid does support everything people want to do. So, grid issues. There's been some huge issues with OpenSim. First issue was that the Firestorm was released with a new version, and that new version had more bugs in it than we could imagine, and just broke very badly, as some of you know, because you installed it and it would crash repeatedly just logging in. And so we worked with Beck and the team there, and also we've had 2 new versions of OpenSim NGC to rectify issues with the new Firestorm, and it's been a bit of a rough ride, and I do apologise about that, but it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, there is a thing to say, if it works, don't fix it, but we want to try and keep up with, they're trying to keep up with Second Life, basically, and the features Second Life has. So, and we do get that, but there are some other things, of course, that OpenSim does that Second Life doesn't do. We've got loads of extra commands and all sorts of things, but we have now introduced display names. If you don't know what that is, Matto, the very latest Firestorm is actually pretty stable, and there is one bug in it which they're fixing on the next run. So yeah, so that's good, and I think things have kind of settled down now. There is one issue that is ongoing, and Kashari will know more about that with OpenSim World's Fair, and that is with grids that are running much older versions of OpenSim. There is some kind of issue going on, and I'm not sure, and it doesn't seem to be all the time. It seems to be sometimes. We are watching it. The NGC team is watching it. Firestorm team is also watching it to try and work out what's going on. It's probably some protocol issue, but it's just one of these things. It's really unfortunate we don't have more access to the logs of other grids, because we don't. So we're always kind of at one end of the conversation. So if something doesn't res from another grid, we don't know if it's that the grid over there hasn't sent it over quick enough, if there's a difference in the protocol or with the grid version they're running, or whatever. But it all eventually kind of works itself out, and that's the way that software kind of works. Do test out the new Firestorm, the latest one. I'm quite happy with it. There is one bug in it that's getting pretty annoying, but even that seems to be settling down. I suspect that with the changes that are being made in OpenSim and Firestorm, it'll get there. It is really difficult, this whole thing about whether there is Kashari. I am going to do some work on that, but it is just weird, you know. It is just weird. So, where's the first in line in the new viewer? The Crystal Frost viewer, they are still working on. There's some bits in the Crystal Frost viewer that are proving very, very difficult to do, because there just isn't code out there. No one really knows where the code's gone for it. We do have the source code to Firestorm, but that's not really helping in this issue. So we are getting there, but remember, it's not Firestorm, it's a complete rewrite from the ground up. She will get there one day, hopefully soon, because we could really do with a more up-to-date viewer. So that's that, done that. Okay, one of the issues that we've got that's just arisen this week is that the hosting company we're using, Dream Hosting, who is really more like a way of managing servers actually at the data center. It's much better than just renting a server off any old provider. Has come to me and said, we want to provide you with professional support at a cost of about 350 or 400 euros a month. And I've gone, whoa, that's, the actual rent of the service is about 1,100-1,200 a month. So that adds quite a lot. That adds like nearly half again for them to actually maintain and manage the servers. And they were also asking because they want to do some other things. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. That's really steep. And we don't have enough income coming into the grid to fund that. That's the long and the short of it. So there are some options. One, we could take the servers over from Dream Hosting, or two, we'd work on basically an ad hoc basis that if I need them to do something, I'll just pay them to do it. And it's probably going to have to be that. Need them to do something, pay them to do it. It's a bit of a pain because they have been absolutely brilliant over the last 2 or 3 years, but they do have to make money. It's a business, just like we're a bit. I'm running a business as well. So that's in talk. So the grant, I'll tell you about the grant. So there are some other things. Okay, Google has given us $2,000 worth of free server hosting. It's not really enough actually for what we do. So I'm still in talks with Google about that. If Google come up with a proper amount of funding, like $100,000 to $200,000, that would be in terms of they wouldn't be giving us $200,000. They would be giving us hosting to the tune of that. We'd be able to run the grid without any cost really for the next sort of year, which would be incredible for the grid. We could imagine what we could do. We could do anything, and we could really grow it. Because at the moment we are constrained by the cost of servers. The other thing we do, we are applying for a grant, and this grant will give us actually funding for about a year, but it'll be funding for everything, so staff and people and servers and all this sort of thing, and that will solve a lot of these issues. I'm at the moment writing the grant, and I've got Xenon and some other people and some of the university folks who are used to writing grants are on our case helping us out, which is fantastic. So there are things in process, but it's a bit of a shock that they've suddenly come up and asked for this money. The hosting company, and we will be. I'm in talks with them about it. They're fine. They're great, and they will support us. Just got to manage it. That's all. But it was a bit of a shock this week when they came to me and said that. I was like, what? They said, oh yeah, we do it per server. They said, you're better just renting one big server. But the reason I don't rent one big server, I prefer, well, they're all big servers, but I prefer to have a bunch of servers, because if one fails, I've got another 6. So, it's not so we can keep things online. There was an issue this month. We were down for a few hours where the object storage fell over, and I've been in talks with iDrive about that, and we've now got basically two sets of object storage, and one is mirroring the other. So that's kind of cool. And at some point, we'll switch to the one that's being mirrored to, because the object storage is newer than the old one. But I think the old one is in a data center called DC10, which is in Frankfurt, which is notorious for the servers falling over in it. But I think they've done a lot of work on it, so we'll just carry on with that. I'm just going to grab a drink, just like this. I am recording this, so if you're very bored by now and you've kind of dropped off, you can go and listen to it again. And if you have trouble sleeping, then probably help. So as far as servers and everything goes, I'm just testing a new server that's got 256 gig of RAM, and I think it's got like half a terabyte of SSDs just to run regions on. The biggest problem with regions is RAM. Some of them use a lot of RAM, and so you have, even if you've got a server that's really powerful, if it's not got enough RAM, it doesn't make any difference. So it's almost better to have a not so powerful server but masses of RAM. Good. Oh yeah, sorry about Wolfie walking around. He's a good boy. Right, yeah. Wolf Territories Ocean 20 is a huge shopping centre, and that used to really lag, but we managed to tune it and sort that out. Okay, good. So we've had release issues with Firestorm, release issues with OpenSim, but things are settling down very nicely. I think that's the end of the technical talk because it's quite boring. But moving swiftly on, so Wolf Winterfest is running along beautifully. Lunar Stormfeather's doing a great job of getting it going. There is a region called Wolf Winterfest. You can go to it, you can res your stuff, all the stands are up. If there's not enough stands, we'll put some up. I've still got to build some things like the roller coaster there and stuff like that. Luna Area has donated the most beautiful building. She's just finished building. It's something else, and that's going to be an entertainment venue. We'll probably do 2 or 3 more entertainment venues like we did on Wolffest, which is still available. If you want to go and have a look at Wolffest, that's still there. So, and the idea is that to save everybody loads of work, these festival regions will stay up, and we won't touch them. So when we come to do Wolffest next year, people will be able to go in and just modify and update what they've got there already. And you can do that all the time because people do visit our festival sites, even when we're not having a festival. So that's all in the thing. So Lunar Stormfeather. And I can't remember who's organising music and stuff. Indigo and Savannah and Lunar Xenon are, yes, because there's an educational thing. Okay, Indigo and Savannah are organising DJs and music, so if you need to do DJs and music, go and see them. And Lunar Stormfeather is organising the stands, and I'll just be planting flowers and stuff, making a nuisance of myself. Xenon hasn't turned up for education, but I know that we've got stuff coming up for Wolf Winterfest that we're going to have the educational sessions because they were a huge success last year. Last year, was it last year? No, earlier this year when we did Wolffest, they were an incredible success. It was brilliant, and I think everyone got so much out of it, and I think the exhibitors as well. She's working on it. Yeah, cool. Okay. At this point, Zenon would do a talk, but she's not here, so I will not. That's all I can say about education. Good. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. I know I've done a really short. I'm doing a really short meeting today. But let's see if there's any questions. You can just type them in chat. Hands up, please. Don't just shout out now. Just you can't shout out in chat. Any questions in chat? I can answer. Good. Yeah. Indigo and yeah. Good. I mean, there's not a lot to say really, except that I was going to say if anybody here is very technical and knows what a Proxmox cluster is, get in touch with me, because we might build our own team of people outside of the hosting company. If that's another possibility. In terms of the software company that owns Wolf Territories Grid, we've got some really good contracts coming on as well. So the grid's not in danger in any way. I just wanted to make that real clear. So because it is partially funded by other things that we have. So okay, Stevie, go on then. Cart ref and cart ref 1. Okay. What are the numbers? Are they class? Okay, so Stevie, yeah, if you ask your question, Kashari, I'll answer that. So if you log into your regions on the control panel at wolf-grid.com, you will see that each region says regions51.wolfterritories.org. That is a container in the Proxmox cluster where your region is located. Okay, and sometimes we'll move your region from that. So you might be moved from regions 51 to regions 44, or regions 51 to regions 500. That's what that basically is. So there is only one big cluster, and these regions 51.wolfterritories.org, regions 500.wolfterritories.org, these are all servers within that cluster. Oh, we like to be in Area 51. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's Area 51. It's where all the aliens are. Oh dear. So yeah, that's good. Cool. Okay, so Stevie, what's your question about CartRef 1 and CartRef 1?
Cartref.
Cartref. Cartref. I'm not saying she's not saying it correct. I'm not saying it correctly.
All it is we now have near enough every area covered.
Okay.
And I would like opinions, really, especially on the Halloween and Christmas area.
Okay.
The shopping mall is pretty much finished, as you know, and the rentals have been up and running for a long time now. But we've built a few more areas. And yes, I'm a prim eater. I know I'm a prim eater.
A prim
you
piggy.
know I'm a prim eater. You've known me a long time. You know I
know
eat
that,
prims.
yes.
Out of fashion.
So many prims. So many prims. So that's yes, of course. Anyone who wants to go over, go and have a look at Catref and Catref 1. And go and have a look at them. And they've done some amazing builds there. Go and have a wander around. And it's the same. You know, if anyone else has got a region who's here who wants to mention it, do so. It's part of the community meeting. You know, mention your region, tell us about it. That'd be really cool.
We do have a welcome centre as well over at ours because we've got so many areas now that it's easier to have an area where you can TP from there to everything else because it's so big now. So.
Yeah, Savannah, go ahead. Yeah, go around each person. I don't know if you want to. I don't know. Is that going to work? Oh my goodness. Okay, return to the Wolffest so far. Okay, I'll read it. We have about 12 committed entries for DJ singers out of the 14 that have signed up for Wolf Winterfest so far. We're still looking for more. The deadline is October the 18th to get your applications in. we will let you know the outcome of who has been chosen on October the 25th. I remember the days when we used to hunt for DJs and not find any, but now it's the opposite. Thank you to everyone that has applied so far, the ones that plan on applying. I haven't needed to make any announcements as I've been picking out the DJs I really appreciate. I have more to... and... Hi, Luna Lunaria. Lovely to see you. I have more to, and we'll get to them early this week. Okay, so that's... thank you, Savannah. That's brilliant. Now we know where we're at. That's very cool. Very, very cool. So, and Luna Lunaria has some beautiful regions to visit as well. Plug, plug, plug. One of which is my personal favourite, Luxor, which is going to... Oh, I've more to add. That's all right. You can carry on. And Luna Lunaria's store as well. Whew. In the space place as well. There's a big space. And not forgetting, if you haven't visited it yet, Jimmy Olsen has got 9 4x4s here with his incredible space area. Yeah, it's just amazing. Europa, it's called. So there's like Europa. So just for search for Europa, you can't miss it. It's a great big alien on the map. Go and have a look around there. He's got some fantastic stuff. And Kashari, I want to ask if anyone wants to exhibit at the World's Fair. It's not until March, but please, if you want to exhibit there, I would recommend doing it now because they are filling up, and in a few months, I don't think there'll be any spaces. So that's really good. Yeah, Stevie, I know what you mean. It is very easy to get lost at Jimmy's. So, because we do support other exhibitions and things, not just our own Wolffest exhibitions. So that's cool. Lots and lots of exciting things going on the grid. So, and anyone, if you want to mention your region, do it now in the chat. Oh, wicked, TP. Let me just... Cool. Okay. Oh. Yes, wicked. Mention your region. And illusions. Okay, good. Indigo's place is Indigo Blue Realm, I think. Wicked's Infinity 2111 and Infinity Alpha. Heavenly Wonders Farms. I actually had someone the other day message me and went, I need to know that I need to TP to the farm. And I went, which one? I said, there's loads of them. The Blindside Estates, definitely worth. A Good One's Motors. If you need a car of any sort, he's got them. If he hasn't got it, it's not worth having. He's got hundreds of them, and they're all really good. He's really done all the scripts on them. The cars are at Blindside. Where are they? Good One's Motors or Blindside Motors. I don't know what it's called. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, it's Blindside Motors is the name of the region. Or is it the Good Ones? Has he renamed the region? Oh, it's yours, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. It's
called Desert Canyon.
Desert Canyon,
it's
okay.
The actual name of the region.
Okay, Desert Canyon. Or Dessert Canyon if you like your desserts.
Or Dessert Canyon.
Dessert Canyon. It's like, I'll have some ice cream, please.
It's in the Kingdom of the North. So if you look on your map and you go north, you'll see it.
Yeah. JR's
Stop joking, my son.
Yeah. JR's got a great... I often nip down to JR's regions. Not and have a little look round, see how it's all going. JR came from Third Rock Grid. Oh, talking of that, there's a few grids shutting down, so we might see their people coming over. Is it DigiWorlds is shutting down? No, it's not, is it? Who is... Discovery Grid is kept shutting down. I can't keep up with it. So just, if you do see them, if you see them over here, let's give them a big Wolf Territories welcome, and that doesn't mean biting their bottoms. Give them a hug and say, you know, come here, we'll help you. If you want to move your stuff over, we'll help you move it, etc., etc. Of course, you know, we just fall over ourselves to help them out. Bless them. Yeah, it is. Sarah, you're right. Grids do come and go, and I think it's partly because of the nature of OpenSim, the fact that anyone can actually set up their own grid, and some people do it and then realise what a nightmare it is. You know. Right, okay. Tay had her hands up first, so Tay's first, DJ Illusions, and then it's you.
It's just an update about the podcast. We're still climbing. We're now at 268, getting close to our goal, which is up to 300. Hopefully, we should be getting there by the Christmas holiday, hopefully by the new year. And also, we have now just set up a channel over on TikTok, so you can find us over there as well.
Excellent, thank you very much for that. I follow your channel, obviously, because Wolf Territory Grid sponsors it. But, okay, let me just... Where were we? Settlers... Yeah, there are. It's a real shame when grid closes down, but there's lots of reasons why that happens. My goal with this grid is to get it to the point where everything's automated, so that if something happens to me, no one needs to take it over. It'll just automatically happen. So the servers will be paid for automatically and everything like that. So yeah, there's a number of places where there are free plots on the grid, which is fantastic. But don't forget, we also rent land out, which is how we pay for all these servers, which is how we run the grid. So, yeah, it's an interesting platform actually, Luna, isn't it? That he's going for. But I think we'll stay with OpenSim. We've done too much work. This has been too much work for us to shift to something else. Too many people involved, you know. Well, thank you. I think that's, you know, it's down to everybody. It's all about everybody. Roleplay is a good question. I know there has been roleplay going on. But I can't remember where. Oh, wait a minute. I've been building. You know, we have a huge Wild West area. It's huge. And the way to do it is to search for the Squall. There's a place I put it in. It's the Squall. I'm building horse trails, big ones, huge. Okay. I'm building horse trails when I get time. I'm just going down there and putting tracks down and things like that. And there's mountains there already, and there's rivers there already. It's massive. And you can like ride your horse along, and then you can get up onto the top of the mountains and just look across the view. If your draw distance is set up, obviously. So during the next few months, look out for that, and look out for the Squall is actually my little club. But and I'm planning to do some music there with my band. We did it once before, which was great fun. So yeah, so there's lots and lots of places. So there is RP going on. Yeah, shoot people like paintballing. Yeah, the damage will be on that region, and we do have a mostly written RP system. Mostly, if somebody could just get time to finish it, that would be me. There is one available though. If anyone's got an RP system, I think there is one available. But it's just getting back to our roots, because Wolf Territory's grid actually, well, Wolf Territory's on Second Life. It was actually like a little Wild West area, but we just need to write some scripts to make it work. How will the damage system work? You basically have health and you get shot enough and you'll be dead. And then you get TP'd back to your home. Fantasy weapons. I mean, really, what we need is what we actually need is like a framework to build the weapons, basically. Yes, thank you. Ah, okay. Don't sell series, you love friends. this gun I'm wearing actually works. It fires and everything like that, but you have to reload it. So, yeah, this it's something we need to raise and think about and try and. I mean, maybe if we could try and we need to kind of standardize across the grid. So, Wicked, if we could. I mean, the best thing to do is if we had like a HUD, like a damage HUD or something, at welcome, and that'd be like the whole grid standard damage HUD. Okay, I mean, it's one or more systems for weapon usage. Other RP factors that they really help RP situations. I now have more apartments for newbies on our region free for 30 days. Furnished. I reckon quite a few will be interested in the paintball. Oh, not sure. I checked what I have. I mean, it's yeah. If we had like one RP system, then we could do it. Okay, Mr. Blindside.
Okay. Yeah. Being that you brought that up, I was thinking about doing that in my city.
Cool.
Yeah, but the thing is getting the HUD and the guns.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there
You
are
know,
some
I was,
available
I
on
was,
Kitely.
yeah, I'm trying to find guns that
Yeah,
coincide with the HUDs. You know what I mean? And
sure,
that
sure.
was a nice idea. Like once you get killed, that you get TP'd back to your home.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be good.
yeah,
Plus, I have buildings and stuff like that they can hide out in, and also,
yeah. That's
it's like
great.
a little,
That's great.
it's a city. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That is worth a definite discussion. And thinking. So maybe as a group, if you're interested in RP or something, go and see what we can find and see what we can put together. I'll go and dig up what I've done because I actually wrote a bit of a yes, Lunar Lunaria. Crystal Frost is Unity based, I think. Pretty sure it is Unity based. So it'd be good. Maybe we can have a think about it in the next meeting, or before. If anyone comes across anything fantastic, we could kind of standardize something. Imagine if you could you'd have a HUD on, and you could go anywhere on the grid, and if like damage is enabled, you could actually do role play. It's a combat meter, is what we need. Yeah. Yeah, I saw one grid's been doing a car race. It looks really good. But we could have the big problem I found with the damage system in OpenSim is that if you've been damaged on one region, then you go to another region, the damage doesn't carry over. So I built an API that allows us and a HUD that allowed the damage to carry over. So then if you're riding a horse across from one region to another, it needs to carry the damage over. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to do. Because I think most weapons use the OpenSyn damage. I'm not far off it actually. I did have all the APIs written. It's just I kind of got distracted by other things. So, but we could have but it would be unique to this grid because it needs to interact with the servers directly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's the autism. Yeah, that's it. You could have red team or green team. You could have all kinds of setups. You know, of how you wanted. I think this would be a really cool thing to do. Gold team. Gold team. Okay, so this is a plan. Is that anyone who's interested in Hudson roleplay, I'll be around, and I'll also look at what I did, because I did do a load of work on this, and see if I can get something together. What we really want is something that works across regions. Something that works across regions, has damage, and maintain. So the idea is to maintain your damage even if you go to another region, so that if you're in a big battle and you hit across to another region, it doesn't reset the damage. Good. Yep, there's Lord of the Rings. We've got a big Lord of the Rings area, Hobbit Lord of the Rings area. We've got excellent. I'm in it for the 1920s gangsters. Oh dear. Star Trek. We've got an amazing Star Trek region here. It's really something, which is definitely worth going and having a look at. Starbase Alpha or something like that. It's called. Tommy guns. So we basically need a script you put in the weapon, so that, well, in fact, you don't even need a script you put in the weapon, because if you could build a weapon that just all it has to do is cause damage when it hits the other person. It just needs a way of actually executing the damage. Good. Leave it with me. I will go and deal with it. Everybody else, if you've got ideas on or you found scripts or whatever, we can maybe use that. Tommy gun and a cigarette. Wolf Territory Squid becomes the Godfather. Good. Okay, this is a big point. We should definitely. I think it's a 1 for me. I think it would be. JR, far away about the question about tidal. Cutref has got a Halloween region. Yeah, Stevie's got one. Cutref. Tidal is a big deal, or is it a big? For some people, it's a big deal. Some people, it's not. If we were to take tidal away and set everything to 20 meters, we could do that. Or we could stick with tidal. What do we think? I think, yeah, I like tidal as well. I mean, at the moment you can turn it off, but the problem is if you're in an area, yes, you can. So you can just go into the control panel and turn it off on your region, and then just set it to it, and it'll stay at your level. The problem is that if you've got ocean regions round you, they won't move up and down. They'll carry on with tidal, but you can get me to turn them off if you wanted. So another way we could do it is we could have an area of the grid that is not tidal and an area of grid that is tidal. So we could move people who don't like tidal to the area of grid that's not tidal, and people that do like tidal could be moved to the area of grid that is tidal. Jimmy Olsen does have NPC spiders. They're horrible. I love spiders though. Okay, one thing at once. Let's talk about focus on JR's thing. Right, JR's tidal thing. I want to focus on that for a second. Jimmy's got spiders. Right, okay. With tidal, if let me think about it, but I think what we could do is we could say to if anyone's got if anyone my race boots do not wear title enabling this they go to Great Stream. JR, yeah, I get that. I think what we'll do is we'll think about setting up an area of the grid that isn't tidal, an area of grid that so the rest most of the grid will be tidal, but there's a if people want to move, we could like set up a load of ocean regions and move those and your regions to somewhere where they're not tidal and have some way of linking the two together. That's the easiest thing to do. So that you get the best of both worlds. So people that want tidal can have it, people that don't can. Okay, so JR, I'll catch up with you at another point. But what I'll probably do is move you in the ocean regions around you off to a non-tidal area, and that will solve it. Okay, and Stevie, your areas need to move there as well, so we could actually just make sure that it's all there. I mean, yeah, if you don't want tidal, you can just turn them off. And then what I might do is I'll think about it. There must be a way of doing it where we could, if people, we could certainly have an area of the grid that's not tidal, and we can have an area of grid that is tidal, and people could be moved to the area that's not tidal, which would solve the problem. Okay, that's a note. I'll make a list. Tidal and other things. Okay, JR, consider it done. I'll do it tomorrow because it's going to be late here soon. And anyone else, and Cart Ref as well wants to move, doesn't it? Whew. Yes, yes, you can. Indigo, ask.
Hi, everybody. We have the Winter Wolf Fest coming up November 2nd and 3rd. And I just wanted to know if there were any peacekeepers that would like to volunteer to be like, greeters or helpers, directing people when they res up and letting them know, handing out, information, that kind of stuff. Both days, either or.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to be there all day. But, just helping direct traffic or letting people know what's going on. Just to, if you can volunteer, give us a couple of minutes of your time. Well, at least 30. Or an hour. That would be cool.
Or a day.
That would be great if it could be all day, but, it doesn't have to be.
It's quite long. Wouldn't expect anyone to do that.
I'm going to be there all day, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
What's the latest someone can get back to you?
Right up until when we start. That would be, I don't have a time frame for that. I just wanted to know if there's anybody that would be interested in helping out. Like, I don't have a deadline for it. But if you can let me know before Saturday, Sunday, that would be awesome. But if you can do it that day, you find out, like, listen, I had something planned and now I'm free, I can help, that's cool too.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
That's a plan. I love plans. Yeah, it's November the 1st and 2nd. Is it November the 1st and 2nd? It is.
No, it's the 2nd and 3rd. I kept putting the 1st and 2nd. I don't know why, but it's the 2nd and the 3rd. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay,
November
1
2nd
second.
and
I'm just
3rd.
having a little moment with my headphones, which have just given up on me. 1 second. Sound and media, voice, device settings, default. Yeah, it is. It is wonderful to see the wolf pack being used. Okay, so that's a really good stuff with Wolffest. Wolf Winterfest. WW. Cool. Or both. I'll be around quite a lot those 2 days, so. Yeah, ask away illusions. Paws in the air. If you're using voice, I don't know if my voice is working now. My headphones just decided to go crazy. Yes, a weather system is possible, but the problem is that it would add a lot of scripts to. You'd have to have a scripted one or something. So, yeah, and also, yeah, you can. I mean, Jimmy Olsen's got a weather system, I think. Yeah, but again, you can do it with the environment settings. I am saying things. I am saying things. Let me have a look. Does my voice stop working? No, my voice is working. I think my voice is working. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, okay, that's good. I just thought I was losing it. Yes, thank you. Cool. Okay, good. So there's some things there for everybody to do. Applications, audios, Wolf Winterfest. It's quite nice sitting around this fire, isn't it? Relaxing. You never know where we'll be next week. Next month we might be back in the back in Luna's place. I just thought I'd do something. I have got marshmallows, but I've decided not to put them out because there's extra scripts. Very good. Oh, somebody's community meeting. I don't think you've got it. Okay, Sarah, I'm using voice. I will put the video on YouTube. Aha! I use speech to text if I don't know. Be on YouTube. Good. Good. Okay, is there any more questions now? Any more things anyone wants to say that are burning things? Anyone got any more questions? I should have put text to speech on. I normally do speech to text, but I didn't. Find out else we can't.
Thank you.
Winterfest. On the Wolf Winterfest region. On the Wolf Winterfest region. Thank you, Stevie. Display one. Okay, one question at a time. How old are we? We are over 3 years old. 3 years and something months. 3 years, 5 months. Ah, yes. wolfterritoriesgrid.com. Thank you, Wicked. That's our blog, and Indigo is doing a great job at writing up all the terrible notes that I write. Yeah, please contact Lunar Stormfeather to exhibit at Wolf Winterfest, like today. Now. If that's okay. I wish I had speech to text on, but I didn't. Thank you. Good, good, good. It's good to watch that as well. It's in announcements normally when the newsletter comes out. So we've got a lot going on this grid. We really have so many different things. So do feel free to
at the very beginning. And I know she's always had my back and has been supportive. But I guess it just is what it is now. And she and Cody are going to have to figure out a way, to live together and live with that, honestly. I mean, I feel like you're letting him off a little too easy. I'd be angry. I have definitely had my moments of anger. Don't let him suppress you anymore. I'm not going to be a jerk. No, I'm not going to say mean things about him, even though sometimes I might feel them. Well, I'm angry. Thank you.
your voice is on.
Very. This is the big one for me right now. All those years that we weren't together, but technically we were married.
It's gone. Okay, it's off now. Somebody. Okay, good. Got. Okay, it's five. Thanks everyone for coming. I think I'll close the meeting there. Lots and lots of information, lots of things going on. Get in touch with me if you need to talk about anything, and we'll try and get combat systems going. And don't forget Wolf Winterfest. Need to get your exhibits in. I think that's really, really good. Thank you, Matto. I just got that. Yeah. So yes. Good. Cool. Thank you. I'm going to stop recording right now, unless anyone's got something really deep and wonderful to say. No? Good.